San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine is now bigger and better than ever.
Brandy Williams is showing it to us in La Jolla.
Good morning, guys. I am in beautiful La Jolla talking about the new issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. It's on newsstands now. The publisher, Mark McKinnon, is joining me this morning. What a beautiful morning it is up here.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I mean, we got the views of La Jolla, you know, not a better place to be here in San Diego.
And we are in the home that's gracing the cover of this newly made over magazine. Tell us about the changes that have been made.
Yeah, you know, after 34 years, we decided it was time for a change. You know, we went a little bit wider, about an inch wider on this side, so the width's bigger, and we went inside the magazine. We went brighter on the paper, so you got wider images, and you're also going to have the images just going to pop off, and it's thicker paper. So we've put investment back into the product.
So this is the April issue that's already out. Tell us about some things that are featured inside.
Yeah, you know, we have our typical home. So this issue is our...
This is not your typical home.
No, well, we got a great house today, and we also have, it's Phyllis Van Doren's Spring Interior Design Report. So we also, besides this house, we're also in two other homes of local, one's a local designer, the other one's a director of the Mingay Museum. And, you know, we talk about their inspiration and design that they do in their homes. And then we, of course, always have garden, and we've added some columns. We've also added a Cheers column, which sort of does pairings with wine and also craft beers here in San Diego. We talk about the history of craft beer, and then also we have a fine line, which we're sort of getting involved with the arts and galleries and things like that. So
very interesting. Well, let's talk a little bit more about this home that's on the cover that we're in now. How did you pick this place?
You know, we've been proud sponsors of the La Jolla Secret Garden Tour for over 13 years, and this was on a platinum tour last year, and it was for VIP guests only. And the La Jolla Secret Garden Tour is coming up in May, so we thought this would be a good segue for our sponsorship. And we were here last year. We got to meet the homeowners. They invited us in their home, and we asked them if they'd like to be in the cover of the magazine or in the pages of the magazine, and they fortunately they said yes.
And understandably, it graces the cover. I mean, this home is unbelievable. Now, San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles, it's very easy to pick up. Tell us about all the locations.
Yeah, well, we're in 650 different locations. So every grocery store you go into, every bookstore you go into, every drugstore, and we're also in. You can also subscribe. So the information's on the screen. So just go to our website, SanDiegoHomeGarden.com, and click on the subscribe button.
Perfect. Yes, we'll have all that information on our website as well, KUSI.com. I'm going to enjoy things up here in La Jolla. I'm going to send it back to you down the studio.
Hey, I'm just checking out the new San Diego Home Garden Lifestyle magazine. You know, it's bigger now.
Right, that's what I hear.
It's got a little makeover.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
shall we find out more?
Yeah.
From Brandy Williams?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Hey, Brandy.
Yes, good morning, guys. I am standing in the home that graces the cover of the April issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine, on newsstands now, by the way. This home is amazing. It sits in beautiful La Jolla, and joining me right now is the owner, Barbara, and the architect, Trip. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning and welcome.
Incredible is an understatement. Let's talk about the design of this home.
Great. Well, it actually started in this room here, the kitchen. Barbara had remodeled this kitchen a few years ago, but the rest of the house had not. And we started here, and she just loved this kitchen, and she wanted to take this old world feel throughout the rest of the house. So that's where we started.
And how difficult was that to carry it through the rest of the home?
It wasn't difficult because we had somebody with incredible and impeccable taste and somebody who was a lot of fun. So we went on some buying trips, and we just kept it simple, we kept it fun, and we kept it authentic.
It is really gorgeous. Barbara, I'm going to come over and talk to you now. Good morning.
Good morning.
And let's talk about your inspiration for this home.
The inspiration, I believe, was probably from traveling to different parts of the world, mainly countries like Mexico, Spain, Italy, where you had such a great taste of that old world. And every time I would go there, I'd feel like, this is what I want. It was warm, it was cozy. It was the way I wanted to live in the United States. When I go on vacation and I come home, this is my vacation.
And I can understand why. Now, we see a lot of different areas highlighted in the April issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. Let's talk about some of those and what makes them so unique.
Well, the living room is unique. When we moved in this house, before we remodeled it, it was the owner's living room, their formal living room. And I don't necessarily believe in formal living rooms for myself because I think that room is for us. So we turned the formal living room into our living room. That's where my husband and I live. One of my grandkids come over, our family. And we, once again, turned that into the very old world look and distressed everything and tried to keep it clean and simple. And then my husband's favorite room is the wine room. And I actually came up with that idea from looking at a picture and gave him the picture, and he said, "Are we moving?" And I said, "No, there's dirt under this cabana." And I hired my gardener to go under there, and bucket by bucket, he and his son threw the dirt out. We got in there and put the shelves in and the flooring in, and a girlfriend and I went in there and bought all these beautiful shells and put them on the ceiling. And it was just a lot of fun, and it was really fun to also be so involved in it myself and actually be participating in it. My bedroom is also another favorite room in my house. It really has that old world charm. You feel like you're in Europe when you're up there. And almost everything that I have up there is from an antique store. I went to, well, Kansas City's my stomping ground. That's where I grew up, so I went there and bought things. But like buying old wooden twin beds and putting them together and turning them into a king-size bed, and a cabinet at the end of the bed where it raises up so you have a TV when you want it, but you don't have to see it when you don't want to see it. And once again, I tried to keep that room old world, distressed, but yet clean lines.
Now, Zach, get a shot of these beautiful hardwood floors, because you have to tell us about this process. It's fascinating.
Well, when we moved into the house 20 years ago, it was a very flat, shiny yellow. You couldn't even see any grooves in the floor. And so when we got ready to tear it up, because I was going to put new wood in and distress it, when we pulled up, it was about 1 inch thick. So you don't get rid of wood like that. You can't hardly even find wood like that. So we left it down, and I had a fabulous artist come in named Leo Ramirez, and he took the floor. He had about 5 guys. They had a hanger with all kinds of bolts and nuts on it, and they just beat the floor. And then they scraped it and then sanded it and got this look that it would take hundreds of years to get. And it was really fun to watch and really fun to see the finished product, and easy to take care of. My grandchildren makes a big scratch in the floor. I don't have to get upset. We just buff it out and it's gone.
Well, it's so interesting. Barbara, thank you for letting us come inside your home. Trip, thank you so much for sharing this story. Who would have thought that nuts and bolts would have made something so beautiful? I'm going to send it back to you now in the studio.
San Diego Home Garden Lifestyle magazine is bigger and better now.
And Brandy Williams is here to prove it in La Jolla.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I'm still hanging out here in beautiful La Jolla. I'm at the home that graces the cover of the April issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. We're now outside in the beautiful garden. Barbara, she's the homeowner. Tell me where the inspiration came from for this out here.
The inspiration, once again, was to give it more of that old world Spanish look, but it completely changed. I had a pool that took up most of the yard. We got rid of that. We went into more of tropical plants that you'd see more in the Mediterranean. And once again, it had to be livable and comfortable and a place where not only my husband and I could enjoy it, but our grandchildren, our children.
Now, Trip, you're the architect. You and Barbara together created all this. Now, when you do a complete remodel, how do you know where to start? It seems so overwhelming. I know, of course, you're used to it, but I mean, doing something like this out here and creating the serene atmosphere, where do you begin?
Actually, with the bigger materials, the stone and the stone detailing is where we started. And the idea was to create an outdoor room that they would use, and I believe you do use this room all the time. It's out of the wind, and so pretty much with the stone material on this one, we let that drive a lot of decisions.
All right. Well, Trip, Barbara, thank you once again for letting us come inside your beautiful home and your beautiful creation. Certainly appreciate it. Mark McKinnon's also joining me now. He's the publisher of this wonderful magazine. New changes have been made. It looks great, and I completely understand why you chose this home to grace the cover.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, we're pleased to have that, have Barbara's home here. And as you can see in this backyard, I mean, we saw this. It's great. Spring's coming up, and we thought, what better place than to be able to have the outside of this house on the cover.
Let's just mention quickly some of the new changes to the April issue.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit wider, so the pictures are bigger, the advertisements are bigger, and we didn't even charge extra for that for our clients. And we got brighter and whiter paper, so the images pop off, and we got a couple of new columns in there. So, you know, we've tried to, you know, get a little bit more modern. We've been around for 34 years, so some of our advertisers and some of our readers have given us some suggestions, and, you know, we've sort of just, you know, we're listening, and we want to be out there for everybody.
Now, it's available in over 650 locations, but subscriptions are available as well, right?
Yes, they are. You can go to KUSI.com, click on the upper right-hand corner, and you can get a subscription. Makes a great gift. Mother's Day is right around the corner, so you can do that. And then also, you know, it just, if anybody is interested, they can always come by the office, and we have them for sale there too. So.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. While I'm enjoying the rest of the morning out here in this beautiful garden, I'm going to send it back to you guys inside the studio. Yeah, you have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
We're
we're stuck here, but you have fun, Brandy.
We'll be out soon, though.